All right, beautiful people. It is your girl, makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher, all the way from New York. No longer New York City, but New York. And every Sunday, I'm here to answer your amazing makeup artist questions. But in the summer months, it's going to be every Monday, at 8 o'clock. Every Monday at 8 o'clock until the sister can't go no more. Hold up. So let me see what I'm doing here. New setup, you guys know it's new setup. So there we go. New setup means she don't know what she's doing. It's too bright in here for me. There we go. So anyway, it's a new setup in here. It's Sunday. Excuse me. Oh, Lord. It's Monday, Juneteenth day for Black folk. We be free finally on this day, even though I swear there were more slaves after this, but I keep having to look this up every year. Um, but yes, we're in Juneteenth. Today is Juneteenth, so we might talk a little blackness up in here. Just deal with it. Just go with it. I'm telling you, it'll be a woosah of a moment, um, because we got a question from my one and only favorite person who loves to write me long. Oh wait, that's not it. She likes to write lovely long descriptive, which you know I love, scenarios, the things that have happened to her whilst she's working. And I love them, and I love to read them, and I love to read them on the air, and I like to discuss them. And so this is yet another one from the queen herself, Miss Monique, coming through with some questions. And I love it. I love this question because it's a very sensitive topic. And I don't think that we talk enough about sensitive topics on this channel. I don't think we talk about sensitive topics enough in general. And I know a lot of people will say, Lord, do we have to hear one more Black person say something about being Black or Black experience or Black excellence or whatever? Yes, you do. So, so sit back, listen to this hair tale of woe. And as if my hair tale of woe, guess what? Next week when you see me, this shite will be all gone. She gives in. No more gray. I can't take the gray anymore. It's driving me insane. I thought I was gonna, well, you don't know. You guys are much younger than me. But you always hope that you get this beautiful mane of gray hair as you get older. You're like, oh, it's gonna be gorgeous. I have a beautiful friend. Her name is Mava, and she has this stunning head of hair. It's all effing great. It is stunning. Mine looks like crap. So she's got to go back to color it. So you will not see this joint next week. I can't take it. I can't take it. But I digress. We were talking about hair dilemmas. Yes, we are today. And so I wanted to, I'm bringing up my own. Okay. So let's see who we see. Oh, look who's here. Everybody's here. Hey, Samoa. Hey, DeShawn. Hi, honey. Monique's in the house. Here's your question. Monique's in the house. Laugh with lunch. Today is a holiday in Trinidad. In Trinidad and Tobago, today is Labor Day. Oh, well, congratulations. Or should I say congratulations? I would love to know the history of that Labor Day. Okay. Oh, Medalla. Hi, Medalla. Hi, DeShawn. Good to see you. Good to kind of see you too, Medalla. Nubian Princess. Just wanted to drop in and say hi. The class is on Juneteenth. Oh, my face is beat, but tight. It is. Well, my darling, come back when we're done and check out the what am I trying to say? Check out the replay, okay? And you guys know, like, when the replay kicks in, yo, give me some feedback. Like, it's cool. You can't say something live, but tell me in the replay that, oh, DeShawn, what the F, or oh yeah, I agree, or whatever. Just like tell me. That's what this is all about. Communication. That's what it's all about. However many people there are, please give this sister a thumbs up. We're starting a new thing called Give Me a Thumbs Up. Before we start, give me a thumbs up, tag on it, because YouTube needs to know your girl is alive and kicking. It's a whole nother story with YouTube. Don't get me started. Talking about Juneteenth, we can't talk the truth about YouTube as well, but okay, don't get me started. So, listen, we're going to get to, as you can see, come on, focus. Monique comes with, listen, Monique comes fully stocked with information. Do you understand? There's not no, this, I don't have to guess with Monique. Monique is all full of information. I love it. I love it, Monique. I love it when you give me information. So I'm gonna sit back and read. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sit back and read. And Monique says, "Hi, DeShawn. Hi, Monique." So Monique says, "Hi, DeShawn. I hope all is well with you. So I've been working at a studio where I met a makeup artist and hairstylist who has over 10 years in the industry. A very nice person. So this person had a young Black girl who had kinky curly hair like mine too. So, me being nosy, okay, I watched what she was going to do with her hair and makeup. As I watched, I noticed right away the client has cystic acne. So do I. As I watched the makeup artist, she used a cream foundation and then continued to add powder on the girl's face every time she came back to change and continued to add more powder to the point where she just looked dry. I noticed she did not know what to do with her hair, and the girl looked at me like she wanted me to help, but I did not want to overstep. So, towards the end, when I saw the makeup artist put the girl's hair in a ponytail, I just couldn't take it anymore. So I stepped in to slick the edges down so they would be sticking out, so they wouldn't be sticking out. The girl looked at me and I looked at her and she thanked me. But I knew what the look meant. Then the makeup artist continues to add hair wax, which I didn't agree with because it left a white film on the hair. So my question is, she said question, I say question, is did I do the right thing by trying to help? I love you. I love your questions. I love your description. I love it all, Monique. And so you asked, did you do the right thing in stepping in? Okay. I'm getting comfortable because I was like, oh, I was pondering this question the minute I saw it, I was like, did she do the right thing? Now, on one hand, Monique, yes, you clearly helped. She knew what the F she was doing. So you clearly helped her. And I think that's a lovely thing to do, is to help people. But sometimes, and I say, but, you know me, the Libra got to go back and forth. So just bear with me. But how did that makeup artist receive the help? Was she grateful to you for doing that? Was she like, was she a little standoffish? Or when you were trying to fix the hair, was she saying, oh, but I think if you just do, you see what I'm saying? What was her initial ish with you, if she had any? And so the reason why I asked that is because, excuse me, when we go to help people, we have to watch out for their cues. Like, are they annoyed? Are they grateful? We can always feel someone who is annoyed. Yes. We can also feel gratitude. Yes. And so what was her initial thing? Was she just kind of staying off and quiet? Or was she like, oh, or did she come to you later and say, oh God, thank you so much. I really appreciate the help. Or did you feel like she might have felt like, well, I've been in this game 10 years and what does she know? Kind of thing. Like, what was her overall attitude, whether it was spoken to you or she just kept it in? Like, what was it? Because to me, if she was, I'm trying to say, if she was grateful to you, she would say, thank you so much. So my question to you is, did she thank you? That's what I want to know, Monique. Did she thank you? Did she say, oh girl, thank you so much. I appreciate the help? Because if she didn't, that there's a like red flags for people who have no gratitude. So when we step up, and I'm going to specifically speak on Black people. I cannot speak on any other race because I'm not any other race, but a Black person. So I'm going to speak up on being Black. And sometimes, no matter how great our intentions are to be of help, okay. The one thing I didn't ask Monique was she another sister or was she a white person? Or was she something, was she another minority? Like, what was she? So that's the other thing that I want to know, because I don't want to assume that she's white. She could be whatever. I don't know what she is. But all I can tell you is that sometimes when we step up and we meet, we have every intention of being kind and considerate and helpful, that sometimes as a Black person, specifically a Black woman, sometimes we are perceived as being pushy, as being somewhat disrespectful, argumentative. Listen, and the reason why I bring this up, because I think it's important that we talk about it, because your intentions was nothing but to help, but the perception of others sometimes is not the same as what we think it is. And so that's why paying attention to the cues, social cues that are not spoken, will somewhat help you understand what had happened. Okay. And so that's why I bring it up. I always talk about this time. I was a makeup artist at this point, and I don't know what I was talking about, but it was just a normal conversation. My voice wasn't raised. I was very calm. And again, I'm saying a white person because that's who it was. And it was a white male, by the way. I will say that. And we're just having a normal conversation. I don't even think it was for real. I think we were talking about Star Trek. I'm not really sure what we were talking about. So that's to tell you that it wasn't serious. It wasn't a serious conversation. And I said, "Oh, really? I don't agree with that." And the person turned to me and said, "Why are you so angry?" And I was just like, I'm not angry. Where do you get that I'm angry? I don't understand. My voice, my level of conversation in that moment was very calm, very cool, very low. In fact, very low energy, because I believe I did not have my coffee. And so it was very low energy. And then that person just shot right back at me and said, "Why are you so angry?" And this is the perception for some reason that we get. So my question is, on this Juneteenth, how was she receiving it? Okay, so Monique is giving me the feedback. She says, no, she didn't mind, but she did tell me she had wax to put on the hair. The makeup artist was white, but I was afraid she didn't want my help because she has been doing this for so long. Okay, I understand that too, because you're dealing with someone senior to you, and you're kind of stepping over to help. As a senior person, if I had anybody who had any expertise, let's say if I was doing something that I just did not understand, and my, let's say, assistant or my second walked in and said, "Oh, let me help you with that," I would be thrilled. But not everybody would be thrilled. You know what I mean? I would be thrilled. I'm like, "Yo, go and do your thing, honey. Fix that." But some people are not. And so the only way that we can really gauge Monique if she's fine is the next sister that walks in, what is going to happen. Like, if you're telling me she was fine, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say she was fine. But the next sister that walks in, what will happen? And we can only wait for yet another Monique question to find out the real deal. And again, there's so many. I loved your god dang on question, because it speaks to so many issues that we have. And a lot of times, I've been talking about diversity. I've been talking about job opportunities. I've been talking about, unfortunately, Black folk versus white people, or Black makeup artists versus white makeup artists, blah, 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 for years. Well before all these people started jumping in and doing all this stuff, I was the lone person sticking her neck out, because I said to myself, it's important that we talk about this. And what I wanted to say was that, unfortunately, a lot of times our whiter counterparts get all of these jobs, but yet they can't do the hair, and yet they can't do the makeup, and they are given these positions, right? Like, oh, here, here. But Black makeup artists normally can do hair and makeup. Normally, I'm not saying all, But normally, especially black hair, we clearly can do black hair. Mostly, not all. I have seen some horrible makeup from black people. I have seen some horrible hair from black people. But I will say that we are normally well versed in everybody, and they are only well versed in themselves a lot of times. And so that brings to mind, she may be a senior artist, but sweetie, she clearly does not have the skill level that you have, because that's something she should have known, not to put wax on her hair. She should have known not to cake her up so much. She should have known that, correct? But somebody who is so senior than you don't know what the F she's doing. You see? And that's because they get to stay kind of within their world. They don't have to really venture out. And when they venture out and they work on us, it's sort of like they get a handshake and they say, okay, that's a great job. Okay, bye. But if I jacked up a white girl, I would never work again with these companies. I would never be able to work again. You know, if it was a specific company, it was like, good Lord, did you see the way she caked up that girl's face? Did you see the way she did the hair? You see what I'm saying? And this is a very important conversation to have. This is Juneteenth. So let's talk truth. This is Juneteenth. How the hell do you people feel about that? And if you're a white person on this channel, please speak up. Don't be afraid. This is not like I'm going to come at you, but this is an open dialogue. This is Juneteenth. This is an open dialogue. It is so important that we talk about this and we share, because a lot of times I don't think that our whiter counterparts understand what it is that we go through on our end, and vice versa. Do you see what I'm saying? And I just think it's an important conversation. And Monique, this is your fault because your question made me go ping. So I just think it's very, very important. Dawnsville, hey Dawnsville, happy Juneteenth. Also, hello everyone. She says, hello everyone. Yep, I'm sure we've all had a similar experience with people thinking that we as Black women are, something just jumped. We are, oh, what just happened? Why you jump like that? Don't jump like that. I don't know where did it just go, Dawnsville? Oh, okay, I got it. Yes, that we as Black women are automatically angry. Yes, they think we're angry, and I could be smiling and laughing and no, I don't agree with that. And they go, why are you so angry? I'm like, what? I'm not angry. I don't know where you got angry from. Maybe I don't agree with you, or maybe I have my own opinion, but why would I be angry? I don't quite understand that. Last looks by Carla. Hi, Carla. Hi, DeShawn. Hi, Mr. Sean. Hi, everyone. So Dawnsville says, and this conversation needs to be had over and over again. On the job, working conditions matter just as much as us being able to get our foot into the door, get the interview, and get hired. I so agree. I think it's important to just keep talking about it because, for one, I don't want people of color to, well, Black people, to get disillusioned in our industry, because our industry is full of wonderful people, Black, white, blue, green. We have the greatest people. I am biased, but I think we have the greatest people in the whole world, and when it comes to working, but we do have our own issues. We do have our own diverse, non-diverse, non-inclusive issues. I do see it after 22 years. I do see a change. I see so many of my black counterparts, or now getting into the union. I love that. I'm turning my head and I see more and more Black people getting into that union. It makes me so happy. I gave up. I can't even lie, sit and blow smoke up your ass and say, I tried, but it's not for me. It wasn't for me because they kept slamming the door in my face back in the day. They did not want me. They made a point of making sure that whenever I asked a question, they would twist the answer. And I was so completely confused. I was like, well, what is the right answer? And then at the time, like, their websites weren't so full of information. Now you can go on and you can see all the information you need. But back in the day, it was very elusive, and you'd have to find a union person, and you'd have to ask a union person, and then you'd ask another union person. You get two separate answers. It was so effing confusing back then, and it just didn't dawn on me that they didn't want my black ass. It just did not dawn on me. Just kept saying, "What? Why is this so? Why is the information so confusing?" And not too long ago, we're talking a couple of years ago, I was on one of our message boards on Facebook, and I was talking about my experiences about 18 years ago. And the woman who is I guess I forgot what you call them, like a union leader of such, she literally on that message board cursed me out. She cursed me out. She said, "You're lying. You're a bitch. You're lying. We don't do." I said, "Honey, this was like 18, 19 years ago. This has nothing to do with you. You're lying. You're a bitch." So can you imagine telling what happened to you to a group of people, and then having one of their higher ups tell you you're a bitch and you're lying? You know what I mean? Like, what the F? So this is what I'm saying. This is what I was kind of up against back in the day. But nowadays, I do see a beautiful shift. I see a beautiful hue of amazingness being accepted into the union. And I'm very happy to see that. I'm happy to see that people are getting some really amazing opportunities. I'm still not sure if I even want to be bothered trying, but I will say I have seen a shift in that. I still haven't seen a big enough shift where I see black people on TV, and a lot of them are still very jacked up. I don't know if it's a black person jacking them up or not, but I can see that they're jacked up on TV, and I would like to get that fixed, but I don't know what that's all about. Hi, Ty Johnson. Hi. So yeah, I mean, so it was just really I said that high last looks for Carla. Yeah, I just want to talk about it. It's Juneteenth. This is our day. We're free. This is our day. We're free. We're free. So I mean, really, come with the quickness. Come with the questions. Come with whatever, because really, it's quite important that we understand that. And unfortunately, for Black artists, you really do have to know how to work on everybody. You do not have the luxury of not understanding white complexions, Asian complexions, South Asian complexions. You have to know it all. Okay. And so when Monique, going back to her issue, when she stepped in, I completely understood why she did that. But my whole thing was, I wonder how her coworker took that. That's what I wondered. Was it well received from the coworker? Because they can smile in your face and then like get angry. So it's like all of that. But I'm glad you asked me, did you do the right thing? Yeah, I think you did. I think you did. I think you did the right thing. I thought it was first of all, I thought it was a lovely thing for you to do. And I thought it was the right thing to do. Why should she be jacked up? You know what I mean? Why should she be jacked up? Why should she not get the service that she paid for? Why should she not? And, Monique, when I was reading your question, I had such a massive flashback to when I was on a tour, and my job was, one, to supervise all the makeup artists and blah 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 blah, but it was also to do makeup, right? And so we were all in malls, like it was a mall tour, and one of the things that we were supposed to do in the mall tour was to work on anyone who came up to you. So, we had a line, and then all the little makeup artists we all worked on. We only had like 50. Another reason why I'm so fast in makeup is because at that time I had to learn how to do a full face of makeup in like 15 minutes or less. It's okay. Again, it's not a beat down, but it's a clean, blah, 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 beautiful face. And I remember, it broke my heart. I remember seeing this. She was teenager, so I want to say she looked very young. She looked like she may be in 12, so she was like a teenager though. And this beautiful dark skinned little girl was standing on line waiting to come in, And the makeup that was provided to all of us that we were supposed to use I had nothing for her. I had nothing for her. And my heart broke. My heart broke. She was so excited. She was like, she dragged her mother to us. And I I didn't have anything for her, nothing. And I said to myself, I'm not going to break this little girl's heart. I'm not going to tell her I don't have anything for her but a lip gloss. You know what I mean? And so I was going to lunch. So I said to the mother, I pulled the mother aside and I said, listen, I'm going to do your daughter's makeup. Okay. But I have to go to lunch. And we had to have mandatory breaks. I'm going to come back. So can you come back? Is it possible you can come back in like a half an hour? I'd be happy to work on your daughter. So on my half an hour, me and another friend of mine, because we both felt it. She had a dark-skinned sister. I had a dark-skinned sister. We both looked at each other and we both wanted to cry. And so we ran to the nearest like CVS or something that was in the mall, and we bought makeup with our own money. And we bought black makeup with our own money. So we would never have to tell a young little girl, no, we don't have your color. Even if it did not belong to the brand I was working for, but I could not do that. And so when I saw your thing, Monique, I got such a flashback because I remember standing in that mall and wanting to bawl my eyes out because I could see the excitement in that little girl's face that, oh, I'm going to get the same treatment as everybody else here. And she couldn't because that company did not provide her color, which is another reason why inclusion was so important to me now, because I wanted everybody to be included. I don't want anybody to feel like that little girl would have felt if I had said, oh, honey, I'm sorry, all I have is lip gloss. And so that's what we had to do. We had to run out, buy makeup. I think we brought black opal. And all the black opal, my girlfriend and I, we split it in half, we shared it, and we took that around the country with us because we kept running into darker skinned black women who didn't have we didn't have any foundation colors for them. And the sad part was the company I was working for didn't have a problem with it. Instead of this Fortune 50 company making proper colors for women of color, their whole attitude was, I walked over to them that day and I said, don't you have any more colors? Like, where are the black colors? Because the colors ended at me. They didn't go any further than me. In fact, I don't even think it was for me. I think it was like too light for even me. And that was the darkest color. And I was like, y'all, you are a huge company. How do you not have black colors? I don't understand it. I walked up to the president of the company and I was so upset. And she said to me, well, DeShawn, what do you want me to do? And I said, I want you to give me some black girl colors. And she says, we don't have them. We don't have them. And then I was like, well, I'm going to go get some. And then she said, fine, do whatever you need to do. But this is a major, still to this day, out and about company that did not have black girl colors at the time. But yet you had all these little black girls online waiting to get their makeup done. Oh, it broke my heart. So when I saw that, Monique, I totally understood that you felt compelled to jump in and help because you didn't want to see a young black girl or old black woman, wherever the hell she was, not get the treatment that she paid for, that she so deserved. And so I get it. I really, really, really get it. I really get it. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. And just your question, it really it flooded back in my mind. I felt like, Monique, I felt like I was in the mall. I was like, I felt like I was in that mall and that little girl was just standing there waiting to get her makeup done. I just felt like I was in that mall. So Monique says, I love your story because you went the extra mile to make that little girl happy. Girl, my heart was breaking. Thank you, darling. Donsville says, companies would rather lose money than make more colors. Hello. I remember being a few shades too tan for Almay and Neutrogena foundations back in high school. Unfortunately, it's the same in fashion. Yes, it is. Yes, Almay. Okay, so here's my take on like an Almay. Okay. I don't have an issue. Y'all gonna be like, what? After all the black girl stuff you just said? I don't have an issue if a company just stays white. I really don't, because you're not trying to deal with the masses. That's fine with me. But don't be an Alme and then go into the hood talk about I'm here to, we hired these makeup artists to do your makeup. That's different. But Alme, you can stay as white as you want. That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with it. But I always say to you guys the bait and switch of it all. Do you know what I mean? Like, so here comes a little black girl. I have nothing for her but a lip gloss. Do you see what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, then I say, oh, honey, I have just this lip gloss. And then here, you should buy this. Tell your mother to buy this lip gloss. Well, that's not right, because the whole point of this whole mall thing was for people to come out and feel luxurious and beautiful and be able to buy all the products and do all these things. And yet when darker, by the way, was one step darker than me, not dark. She was a very dark young lady. She was a tink lighter than Viola Davis. She was very dark, but mostly you couldn't do anybody past me. There was no colors. But yet you're going on a mall tour and you don't want to serve the masses. You just want to serve a small section of people. Nah, son, that wasn't working for me. No, that wasn't working for me. So, but like I said, I don't have an issue when a company goes just white, or I don't have an issue when a company goes black. I don't have an issue with that. But one of the reasons why I made inclusion is because I like inclusion. If I could only have one more color, just one more. That was the hardest thing about making inclusion, is I really wanted it to be all inclusive. But I just couldn't get porcelain in there. I tried because porcelain people have the same problem that black folk got. Lots of companies just don't go that light. They just don't. And so it's very hard for porcelain, redheaded, very light, or albinos, all of that little sector. It's very hard for them as well. But I couldn't go porcelain. It was just too light for this kit. But yeah. Oh, so yeah. So Evie, hi Evie. Oh, Celeste Moore. Hello, Celeste Moore. So we are still seen as less than. Yes, we are. Edie says, if I had a penny for every time a model actress was disappointed in how a makeup artist, yes, my darling, specifically light-skinned Caucasian Hispanics artists did a terrible job using the proper colors to match. I know what you mean. I lost track about how many models I've worked on over the years. And that feeling when they walk in, and then the models of color, and then they have they come in with a little bag. They come with a little bag of foundation and stuff. And I'm like, honey, what's that? And they're like, oh, here, and they like rote. They come in and they go, well, here's my makeup. And I'm like, well, what'd you bring your makeup for? Because I was new. I didn't understand. And they would say, well, y'all don't have my color. I was like, of course I do. It's right here. And they would be shocked that I had the color. So that meant that even black people did not have their color. She wasn't shocked to see that I was black. She was shocked to see that I had her color. And that's sad. And so that's a universal issue. That just wasn't a white person's issue. That was fashion. That was a fashion issue. That's one of the reasons why if you go back and you see makeup even done by Kevin Aucoin. And the reason why I'm sitting here today is because of Kevin Aucoin. And I have to tell you that once I realized what he did to black women, I said, oh, I get what he's doing. He does a Wade Bandy. I don't know if you guys know who Wade Bandy is. He's an old school makeup artist from the 70s, 80s. He did terrible makeup. I said it. Okay, I said it. Like I said it. Sometimes it would look beautiful, but a lot of times, I'm sorry, I was like, what the F, And so what Wade would do is to blow out the skin. So he would probably put something too light on my face and blow my face out and then start to technically rebuild my face. But you're rebuilding it with all the wrong colors, and we look cuckoo crazy. And that was his style. And Kevin Aucoin was Wade Bandy's assistant. And that's where he kind of picked up the technique. He had his own, but yes, he picked up technique from Wade Bandy. So if you were to pick up an old Kevin Aucoin, well, what else would it be? Pick up a Kevin Aucoin book. Don't look into the pretty pictures. What you need to do is look. I don't have it. Yeah, I already cleaned it. I can't even get up. I'll do it next week or something. I'll show you that inside with the little Polaroids is a book that has all the Polaroids. You examine those Polaroids because he takes black women's faces and he blows them out, and then he starts putting colors back in. But I'm telling you, if you saw those pictures, you'd be like, but that's not the right color there, Kevin. You know what I mean? And a lot of that is adjusting for Photoshop and all that stuff. Once I started understanding what I was looking at and starting picking apart his books, I said, oh, that's Photoshop. Oh, he color adjusted. Oh, you see, once I started noticing things, I said, oh, okay, I get it now. I see what he's doing. But it's fine. I still love him. No matter what, I still love him. I will always love him. But that is what it is, honey. Eve says, people of color models / actresses. Yes, my dear, they all got jacked. Please start paying attention to old school films, old school TV. You will see they have jacked up not only black people, but when they're trying, like, when they're trying to back in the day, not now, but back in the day when they were trying to make an Italian, they made them in all these weird colors. What is this color? When they made gypsies, they put this red stuff all over their face. When they did Indians, they put these weird colors all over them because they took white people and they're trying to turn them into all these ethnicities. Oh, child, this is hysterical. It's hysterical. Watch old Bonanzas. Watch old, just like those types of shows. You will sit back and say, how did I not see this as a child, or how did I not see this in reruns? It's horrible. It's horrible makeup. Horrible. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. Dawn still says, nope, I'm with you. Don't go into the certain communities to sell items if you're not willing to cater to that community. Exactly. What you doing in the mall, chica? If you're not going to deal with everybody who's coming in, they're going to turn to me and say, what do you want me to do, DeShawn? I want you to fix this. You know, me and my friend, we had to spend our own money. It's not even like they said, okay, listen, here. You know, on the low, yo, here, DeShawn, here's $100. Go get the makeup you need. Come back. No, they didn't pay for it. They didn't pay for that makeup. We had to come out of our own pockets to pay for that makeup. They didn't even have the decency to say, yo, we'll break you off 100. Here, go out and get whatever you need. Nope, they did not. No, they didn't. I tell you. Hi, DeShawn. Hi, everyone. Hi, Maria Jones. Evie says, that's so sad. Every makeup artist needs to have the correct colors, or at the very least know how to mix a color to match perfect. Evie, I agree. You're supposed to know how to do it. And again, this is not just, I'm not getting on white people. This is everybody, because I have seen it. Some very jacked up makeup from black people here lately. I've seen some makeup. I'm like, you lost your black card. Okay, I have to take it away. Can I have your card? Can I have your card? You need to give me your card because you don't jack that biatch. Oh, okay. So yeah. So am I just saying it's white people? No, but white people are the ones who have the majority of our industry. Do you see what I'm saying? They're the ones that work more than we do. We don't have, we have what, BET? We got BET. We got Tyler Perry, who doesn't care at all. And then the random shows, the random black shows that we have. So we don't really have like the lion's share of anything, you know, so we're lucky we get that. And sometimes you even have to fight with white people to get that. And then sometimes you have to fight with, if there's a black character on the show, are you going to get that character? Are they going to give you that character or what? You know what I mean? And again, I'm a Libra. I'm allowed to go back and forth with my opinions. But again, I'm not saying that black people are the only people who can work on black people. I'm not saying that. But because I don't want to sound like, well, then what the union should do is just hire black people just to work on Black people. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that I am an avid TV watcher. I watch far too much TV, way too much for the human consumption. I watch too much. I watch too much TV. And I can tell you how I have clearly, come on, we all do it. We watch TV and we're like, what the F is up with her makeup? We all see it and we're like, what the F? So when I see bad makeup or when I see a transition from one season to the next, with the first season, the Black character was amazing, but then the second season, what the F happened? What happened to their concealer? What I see it all the time. And it's like, what the F happened? You know, it's a lot. It's just a lot to talk about. Maria Jones says, I remember Way. Yeah. I never really was a fan. I really wasn't. Every now and then, like when he did like an interview cover, those interview magazine covers, they were dope. They were really cool. But interview was more artistic. So his makeup really kind of like really worked in that realm. But he really, for my personal opinion, I'm just not a Way Bandy fan. I'm just not at all. We had a gentleman who just died, a Black gentleman. Oh my God, brain fart, Joey. Oh my God. I see him and everything. He used to do a lot of the Black girls back in the day, but he also did the iconic Brooke Shields makeup when she did that, when she was doing all of that. Nothing comes between me and my Calvins. When she did all that, that was a Black man who had done all that makeup. I was shocked. I'd never heard of him until like maybe like 12 years ago. I was like, huh? And the sad part was I actually had his book. I didn't put two and two together. I don't know where my brain was, but I had his book before I was a makeup artist. I bought his book. And I had, before he died, it went out of print. And then before he died, I found it on Amazon used and I bought it again. I don't know what happened to it. And I bought it again and I was going to have him sign it. And then the man died. This is why I say, don't wait. Don't wait to meet your people. Go meet them now. Don't wait. And the man had died and we had COVID. And I was so disheartened because I was like, wow. His work was iconic. He had Vogue covers. He had Mademoiselle. He too had everything, but he was able to match people's colors correctly. Whereas Way Bandy would just throw any old shit up on your face, and be like, deal with it. So I'm just sorry, people. I know Way is a legend. He ain't no legend to me. Let me see. Let's say Monique says, I look at the 90s photos, celebrities, you can see some people had on the wrong color foundation and the white flashback. Yeah, that white flashback was due to the fact that back in the day, in the Digga-Daggy day, it was a Way Bandy thing because people are following the trends of makeup, right? So Way would do this heavy. We call it, we used to call it back in the day, raccoon eyes. And he used to take like a color, like a bright, like a white color. So it wasn't what you say is flashback is not really flashback per se. It's a too light concealer that they would put underneath the eyes. That's something that came from the 70s that trickled heavy into the 80s and then moved its way into the early 90s. So that was just the concealer was too light, but that was a trend that needed to be broken. Terrible. Kenya said, not the black card. Yes, the black card. You got to give it back. Every now and then, Kenya, I got to give my black card back. Every now and then I say, what's that? And then people say, you don't know what that is, DeShawn? And I go, I just lost my black card, didn't I? And they go, yes. So, every now and then people lose their black cards. Every now and then, Joey Mills, thank you. Who said that? Maria, thank you. Joey Mills, yes. Yes, Joey Mills. Oh, I'm heartbroken he's gone. Yes. She's not the black card. Evie says, I am in love with your lip combo. Thank you. Would you consider sharing the mix? It's $5,000. Actually, it was like honestly, yeah, I was trying to make up my mind because I have this. I was playing tonight with this makeup on my eyes, and I was like, I can't wear red, or I will look like a crackhead. And I was reaching for. I'll tell you, it's cheapy. It's cheap, 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 cheap. I would share it if I can find it. Okay, cheap, cheap. Did you hear what I said? So it was. This is not Wet and Wild, but this is L.A. Girl. Hold up. It was L.A. Girl. DeShawn. Oh, an LA Girl. So this is glazed. I don't even know if they make this anymore. It's LA Girl glazed lip paint. Okay. So I have no problem sharing my $1.99 makeup with you. So that's kind of what was, oops. Wait, let me close this because it could get nasty. Oh, wait, I'm lying. So to take the pink out of my mouth. So Evie, to take the pink out of my mouth. See if I can do it this way. I don't know if you can see. There we go. So to take the pink out of my mouth, I went around with this color first. Then I said, hey, gee, let's try some red. And I said, nope. And then, don't do crack. And then I said, okay, well, I have this extra LA Girl thing. And then I went around with that. So basically, so these two colors mixed together will give you this lip color. So there's like a little bluish tinted color to it. And literally, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I literally mixed it on my mouth. So I didn't mix it like this. I was looking at the clock going, oh shit. So that's what it is. LA Girl was lovely enough at one point to sponsor a show of mine. And they sent so much product, we had like LA Girl. That's when I was doing the cotton show. And we had LA Girl giveaway for 24 hours. They had sent so much stuff. They were so lovely to be an amazing sponsor. And I am LA Girl'd out over here. And so my home makeup kit is a residual of crap. Not crap, but residual of leftover makeup. So that's what that's all about. Like, yeah, it's because I don't feel like dipping into my kit, and I have a whole closet full of makeup. I'm just too lazy to go through it all. And when I'm done in here, like as you can see, the bookcases and all the stuff, they're all. I don't know if you guys can make out. See this right here, this, and then let me go this way. All of these have like boom, 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 what looks like drawers. They're actually boxes and boxes of products. Your girl ain't got no time. I don't have patience. I don't have patience to go through all of this. This is on the far end. That's hair, all of that, bing, 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 bing. And then all of this. Then I have all of this, and I have all of this over here. It's all makeup. So I don't really have the patience to go through it all and pick out what I want from it. I don't know. So there's a saga. There's my saga for you. She got too much shit. Let's see. So Johnsville says, for me, it's insulting when people seriously screw up people because it makes me think that they think that I can't see it. I'm just saying. I do agree with that. I do agree. It's almost like I don't know if you guys are familiar with narcissists. Yes. And narcissists they call it love bombing. They have a phase where they you meet them and then they just love bomb you. Like they'll buy you flowers and they'll blow smoke up your ass and you're the most beautiful thing in the world to them. Bah, 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 bah. And then they'll turn on you, right? And so the funniest thing is when you said that, it reminded me of a narcissist. Do you think that I can't see what you just did? Like you're buying me candies, you're buying me flowers, but I saw what you just did. I'm not crazy. And so that's like that love bombing. I forgot what else they call it in narcissist world, but it just, when you said that, it's true. It's like, what do you think? I can't see that's a mess. But the point is that the gatekeepers, it's the gatekeepers that don't care. They don't, oh, you're done. Listen, I am very, very on this man, but Tyler Perry is king of, he don't care. Yes, most networks don't care either. I will be honest and say that. Do they really care? No. But I'm sorry, he's black and he should know better. Tyler Perry is king of he doesn't care. And he doesn't really um his attitude is, well, like, well, when they leave the trailer, they're supposed to be perfect. And it's like, that's very true. I totally agree with that philosophy. Yes, when they leave that trailer, they are supposed to be perfect. But lighting changes things. Your lighting changes things. All these things can change the minute somebody sits in the scene. And sometimes you just have to yell, where's the makeup? They need to fix this. But he doesn't do that. He just shoots. That's why the wig is here, and then the wig is here, and then the wig is here, and then the wig is here, because he just keeps shooting and he doesn't care about continuity. He doesn't care. So that's an issue. So we can take him as a learning lesson of what not to do to people. I mean, but we have seen it. Like I said, there was this TV show. Oh, people help me. It was a cute little TV show for New York. It was on CBS, and it was about a young black man who talked to God. Oh God, I can't remember. Oh God, I can't remember. But he talked to God. His father was crap. His father was Pope, Papa Pope from, oh God, these shows are escaping me. What's the Papa Pope show? Papa Pope, Olivia Pope, Scandal. So his father was Papa Pope, and he would talk to God, or God would message him through the computer, something like. It was a really sweet little show, just a simple little show. And if you watch the first season, all you have to do is watch the first season. You will see his makeup was on point, his lighting was on point, everything about him looked good. When you jump to second season, you would have thought he was cracked out of his mind. He looked horrible, horrible. And I everything, I'm screaming at the TV. Why does he look like that? Why does he look like that? Like, what the F? He looked terrible. Bags underneath his. They did not care. He went from one season looking adorable to next season cracked out of his mind. It's not fair. It's not fair. Gaslighting. Thank you. Thank you. I need more coffee. Yes, gaslighting. Thank you. The gaslighting of it all. Thank you, Evie. Gaslighting. Gaslighting. Yes. They gaslight you. God bless you. Yes. Thank you. That's what it was. Not love bombing you. They gaslight you. Yes. And that's what they're doing. They're gaslighting all of us. Like you said, what do you think? We can't see that? Do you think we can't make this out? Whether you're a makeup artist or not, what do you think? We can't see that? Of course we can see that, but they're like Svengaling us. Like, you can't see that. Oh, that person looks fine. Now, that person looks jacked up. You should have waited. You should have had them come in and fix it. You know that. You know what I mean? And that goes from the makeup chair to in front of the camera to post to editing. That person looks jacked up, and each and every step of the way you probably could have fixed it and you didn't. Don't gaslight. You're right. Don't gaslight me. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, gaslighting. Yes. Dawsville, yes, exactly. You can see that mess. Tyler Perry and the wig saga, honey. Oh, yeah, I remember that show. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. That's why it's like so important that we talk about it, and so important that we understand that when you listen, no matter what color you are, you should be doing a great job in makeup. You should know what you're doing. You really should. And sometimes if I don't know what I'm doing, like Monique jumped in and she helped, right? She said, let me help you. Okay. And what should have happened for the person she helped, that person hopefully stood back, watched Monique and said, oh, I didn't know that. In her head, I said, okay, I peeped that. Now I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn from her. And now I know the next Black person that walks in, maybe I will do what I learned from Monique. That's how it should work for all of us. You see, but it doesn't seem to. It seems to be like you get to stay stuck in your rut and make a mess. And then nothing happens. Nothing ever really gets better. That's why so much bad makeup is on TV. It's like we have to learn from each other. And I hope that young lady or that senior artist actually learned. I learned from my assistants. They can come in and say, "Oh, DeShawn, I think if you want to try," and I'm like, "Oh, you know what? I think I will." Or sometimes they're off doing something, and I go, "Okay, you do your person, I'll do mine," and I come in, I go, "Oh, you tore that up. What did you use?" I'm learning, you see, but we're too closed, and maybe we are too black and white. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe if we're just open to helping each other. What is so wrong with a white makeup artist saying, "I don't know what I'm doing"? Why can't they just say, "I don't know how to work on black people"? Why can't it just be as simple as that? Why can't it be that a black person can say, "I'm not really good at working on black people, but I can work on that"? Why can't we just be honest about the skill level that we have in our industry instead of the gaslighting? Thank you for that word. Instead of the gaslighting. I agree. Because, Tyler Perry think he gaslighting you. But honey, we jumped down his throat so bad. If you notice here lately, he went back to hiring Marietta Carter Narcisse, legend, okay, to do the makeup for one of his last movies, a movie that the love story. He hired Marietta for that. You know why? Because people were in his arse. That's why. Black folks were pissed. People were angry. Like, enough with this buffoonery. Fix your shite. Fix it. And he finally, after all these years, he finally said, "I don't want nobody ripping into me ever again." And he should have been embarrassed. He should have been embarrassed. That was embarrassing what he did. He should have been embarrassed, and what he was, because now not only hire Marietta, which was a brilliant thing for him to do, but he also starts hiring directors, and he's also hiring writers, right? Because he used to be, "I could do it myself. I could do it myself. I could do it myself." No, you can't. That's why you have to hire people to do it. Okay? Don't get me started on Tyler Perry, honey. Okay, Evie says, "Marietta is local to me. She is amazing." Evie, she is amazing. She's a legend for a goddamn reason. She ain't no joke. She is real. This woman knows what she's doing. He should hire her forever. She knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. And he better pay her well too. He notoriously cheap. He needs to pay her well too. He needs to up her pay. But yeah, man, she's amazing. She leads. She's a leader. She is a legend in our industry because she knows what the F she's doing. Okay. You can't work as long as Marietta has and suck and be black. There's just no way in the world. It's no way in the world. You cannot work this long and suck. There's just no way in the world. Beauty schools will eventually need to start acknowledging that they need to hire staff with expertise in black hair, makeup for darker skin, and other beauty issues that aren't mainstream. Dawn's full. Yes, I agree. Because when I went to school, sweetie, we had to work on people, correct? Practical. You had so many practical hours in my course, right? Not a black person to be seen. There was barely any black people that walked in there to be worked on. And so I worked primarily on white people. And I got to tell you, when I first started, I did not know how to work on darker black people. Clearly somebody on me, if I can do my own makeup, I can do somebody who looks like me, you know what I mean? But I really, like, darker skinned people would walk in and I'd be like this. "Okay, DeShawn, color theory, you're going to have to figure this out because, and I studied, I literally studied, I'll say black women, but I studied Africans. I studied that. I studied that. And then when I didn't have somebody to work on or practice on, I would literally stay in the bathroom and I would paint my face all these different colors. The boyfriend at the time was like, "What is happening in there?" I would be practicing nonstop I would literally cover my whole face and start working on my face as if I was 8 shades darker than what I am, 10 shades darker than what I am. I would be putting Oh, that's my phone. I would be putting all these inclusion. Where the hell's my inclusion palette? I would be putting. I'm having a flashback right now. I'm laughing. Ah, I would be putting like that color, this color right here, all over my face, all over my face, setting it with powder, then trying to highlight myself and contour myself and all these things. I would be doing that for hours. I would be doing stuff like that for weeks and weeks and weeks. He'd wake up in the middle of the night and be like, what is she doing? And he'd just go back to bed. You know, every now and then, like when I was learning prosthetic makeup, which I'm not a prosthetic person, but I'm self-taught. And I wake up in the middle of the night and I take my eyebrows off. You'd come out the back. My eyebrows are gone. It would look crazy. And I do this all in the middle of the night, And then you'd wake up and go, what the DeShawn? But that would be me, the crackhead, the crazy, crazy crackhead. You said, preach, Dawn's full. Preach. Yes. I agree with you, Evie. I agree. So Dawn says, exactly. When I'm not tan, DeShawn, I'm only a shade or two darker than you. I don't know what it's like not to be able to find complexion products. We as Black people need to educate ourselves. Yes, I really needed to educate myself. I really did not leave school, to be honest. I didn't leave school understanding all there was when it came to people of color, not just Black people, but people of color. I did not know the extent of it. I had to teach myself the extent. I had to teach myself that Black women look really not all Black women, but certain Black women of my color and darker. The best lip color for us, the best pink for us was actually a mauve color and not pink. And I didn't know that. That was me looking at tons and tons of Essence magazines and tons of old movies. And I'm like, what is that color on their mouth? It looks like it's pink, but what's up with that? And then I was like, oh, that's mauve. She's a dingbat. But I had to learn that because lip colors were always so very hard for me with women of color. Like, oh, how do you get that color? Oh, that color's a little weird. Oh, that color's a little off. Oh, that color's a little too pasty. What did I do? And then learning how to mix all of these different colors and doing all these things was important for me to learn. But actually looking back at a lot of old school essences and anything that I could find with Black women in it, it taught me to look at certain things, like look at that lip, DeShawn. What do you see? Decipher what you're looking at. And I had to teach myself that because that was very hard. Lip colors were very hard for me with Black women. Christina, my daughter is biracial and went to beauty school, and I was shocked they didn't teach her how to work on her own 3B hair and didn't teach her how to do Black people's hair. It was an elite school too. Yes, Christina. This is the conversation we're having. Yes, this is what I'm saying. I spent thousands of dollars on my education, thousands, and I was only really trained, to be honest, on white people. That's where I got my training from, white people. Did not get my training really on anyone darker than me. I did not get my training on that. And I agree. And I'm not a hair person. And I know that that's an issue in hair school as well. They don't teach Black hair. I was shocked. I only found that out, Christina, when I started speaking at schools. And I would be like, well, I would see, I have all these heads in here and, these hair practice things. And I was like, well, where's the Black hair, And a teacher pulled me aside. She goes, yeah, we don't teach that. We don't teach black hair. And I said, well, then I said to myself, well, where did the Black girls learn Black hair? Like where did my hairstylist learn Black hair? Because they're doing my hair. So how come the school's not teaching? So you're right. They don't teach that, but you're paying all that money. And I think that, I am such a pusher of school. I really, really dig a school. I dig a curriculum. Give me a curriculum kind of girl. But to pay all of that money and get a half-ass education is not cool, because President Biden's not giving us back our money for beauty school. Now, is he? He's only giving it for 4-year people. So to be beholden to a school for tens, 20,000 and then to be told, or excuse me, to be taught only half, not even half, less than half of what you should know, that's not cool. You need to know everything when you leave there, you know? I agree with you, Miss Christina. So Christina says, if not a school, where are people supposed to learn? It finally made sense why nobody knew how to do her hair growing up. Yes, and I perfected it myself because you probably had to. You had no choice. Yes, my darling. You're exactly right. That's the reason why. You were like, well, you took your gorgeous daughter in and sat her down, and they were like, and then we go, they were like, I don't know what to do with this. And then they run their fingers through it. I don't know what to do with this. And it's like, it's hair. All it is hair. You're a hairstylist. I don't know why this is so like, why you recoil. I mean, I was a young girl. I grew up in a very white section of Queens by the beach. And I I thought hair was hair when I was a kid. And I remember walking all the way to Beach 116th Street. And I always wanted to get my hair done in this hair salon. You know, I saw all my white girlfriends come out and they're like, oh, Barbie, you know, and I was like, oh, I want to get my hair done there too. And I didn't understand the difference. I just didn't. And I remember walking in there and she just was like, are you lost? It's like, no, I want to get my hair done too. And they were like, and then she just kind of was like, and I had a lot more hair. She's like, I don't know what to, she did not. She was in a foreign land, basically. She took a trip to Africa. She did not know what to do with this hair. And I left like this. Okay, no problem. Okay. And I left and I went back to my black salon. Christina keeps saying, and she only learned white hair. That's not fair. You don't pay all that money to get a half-ass education. You know, you don't. And then when you're working, because when I started, I worked on film. And working on film is just different than working in fashion. As I say, fashion, it's just different. So you really do have to, Black folks change colors in certain lighting. So 1 minute I might be super light to you. That's why sometimes Beyonce might look like a white girl sometimes in certain light, because it just blows us out. And if we're light enough, we'll look like white people, right? But that's not the right color. So let's say she has like a blue light on her, even though Black girls should never be shot in blue light. But if you have a blue light on a Black girl, you'll wash us out completely, but you'll also wash out our makeup and stuff. So you have to understand that if the film is being shot with some type of blue hue, you have to be cognizant of that as a makeup artist. But you also have to be cognizant of the fact what it's going to do to a Black person. And vice versa. So sometimes when you shoot with certain lights, you will make a Black person look very dark, almost like black, when they not are as black or as dark as they look. I remember growing up and looking up a lot of these films. Like I used to love, I mean, I still do, old films, and then knowing what the people really look like today, or you know, like Lena Horne looked white to me on a lot of these films that I watch, and then in real life she was about my complexion, or maybe a tink lighter than me. And that's because they took that pancake makeup, they put it all over her face to make her look lighter and whiter. I just found out they did that to Nichelle Nichols. She Uhura, my girl from Star Trek. I'm a Trekkie. And they did that to her, not in Star Trek. Star Trek, they did her right. I don't know who her makeup artist was, but they did her right. But I was looking at a small little documentary on her the other day, and they had all these little clips of her. And in this one clip, they clearly didn't want her to be as dark as she was. They pancaked her entire, you can see the mark around her whole head. And then it was dark here, but they pancaked her whole face. They made her like 4 shades lighter, and Nichelle Nichols was darker than me, like way darker than me. And I just was like, so again, this is what I'm saying, that Hollywood plays these big roles in, we'll just change your complexion. Why don't you just work with the complexion I have? Why are you trying to change me? This is all of these little things that are just very annoying, but it's something that needs to be discussed. And no, you're not crazy if you go to a salon and they go, I don't know what no, it's not you. They should be trained in black hair. You should understand when a black person walks into your salon, you should be able to do them. It's not a specialty's hair. Yeah, that should be a given. 12 Deadly Sins. Hi, 12 Deadly Sins. She says, hello, I missed so much, but I'm going to watch the replay. Love this topic. Welcome, 12 Deadly Sins. Dawn says, nope, they don't teach black hair, especially black coily hair. You're very right. All the potential money and knowledge those students are missing out on. It's heartbreaking. I agree. It's heartbreaking. And what we're missing out on as consumers as well. It trickles down to us. Yes, it trickles down to consumers who want to get their hair done. Correct. And then when you have people who don't know what they're doing, who it's not even they don't know what they're doing, they just don't do it. They just don't do it. It's a problem. Monique says, my husband knows when I'm in the bathroom with the door closed that I'm in there practicing and experimenting with makeup. But yeah, I went to school where they did not do black hair as well. It's an issue. But again, I went to makeup school. They did not do black skin either. There was no plethora of skin tones for me to work on. If we got a black person, I would grab her, because sometimes what would happen is you didn't really get your choice. Like if you were busy, you didn't, you had to work on what you got. But if I saw a black person, I grabbed them because I needed the practice. But they don't walk into these schools, and I don't even feel like they're making the effort to reach out to, let's say, a black community and say, hey, would you like to get your makeup done? Would you like to get your hair done? That kind of thing. I don't think they're even reaching out in that aspect to do that. So that's a missed opportunity that should be afforded to not just the black girls, but to everybody in there. Every white person should understand what this joint is. Everybody should. Dawn Swiss says, exactly. And I've seen far more hairstylists who know what to do with curls than coily hair. That's true too, because that's more like curly, wavy. That's more like when you think Mediterranean type of hair, and that curly, sexy, you know what I'm trying to say. That's different texture than our hair. And then the thing is with black people, I have 3 different textures in my hair. This front is wavy. The back is coily. The middle is, I don't know what the F. So you also have to understand that as well. It's not all one thing, whereas in their hair, it may be wavy or curly, but it's really kind of, to me, it's almost like one thing. I do work on white people's hair as well. So to me, okay, it doesn't seem to vary. It doesn't seem to vary like in the middle of this or that. My hair texture goes from one thing all the way to the back is different. So yeah, I agree with you. So some more says, I did a course on how to do braids. That's extremely important, braiding. Now, I will be honest. Okay, listen, there are things I excel at. And there are things I suck at. Me and braids. It's a difficult world. It's a difficult journey, me and braids. Listen, Tawana, I love you. Rest in heaven, honey. But my girl Tawana, when I was in high school, first of all, I was such a tomboy. I didn't care about anything but like sports. and I would try to braid my hair. So I would do cornrows. So I would do cornrow. I think this side would go down and this side would go up. I didn't know what I was doing. Okay. I didn't know what I was doing. And Tawana would call me and say, DeShawn, get your behind in the bathroom. And then she fixed my hair for me. I didn't care. It's a shame to say it, but I was slob. I didn't care at all. I cared about sports. I cared about my dog. Yeah, I didn't care. So me and braiding, I'm not good at braiding. I don't know if it's a dyslexic thing with me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I have a hard time left, right, left, right. I don't know what it is, but it's very difficult for me to braid. Every now and then when I had to work on like there was a couple of years that I was very fortunate to work on Gourmet magazine, which I absolutely loved working on Gourmet magazine. I love that magazine so much. And but every now and then they'd have kids. And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Deshawn, we need you to braid her hair." And I'm like, and it's like sweat. And then the mother would walk over and go, "Would you like me to do that?" I'm like, "Oh, go ahead, go ahead." I suck at braiding. I just suck at braiding. I have to like really take my time, and yeah, I suck at braiding. I'm not very good at it at all. But my girl, the hair guru of all, she is one of the best in the industry, Lacey Redway, my lovely, lovely little darling little sisters. She is a braider. That's really where, to me, her comeuppance came because Lacey could braid, whereas other people couldn't. So she would be working with, excuse me, all these high-end mucky mucks, right, as assistants and whatever. But Lacey was the one back there braiding, okay? And that girl knew what she was doing. And I feel like the braiding is what raised her, elevated her up in the hair world, especially the celebrity hair world. It was her braiding that set her apart. This is why I keep saying, like, especially in hair world, braiding is something that is a specialty, and then you really need to know it, because when braids come into vogue, when it becomes like the in thing to have your hair braided up, because it will come back, they're going to be looking for a specific artist, whether you do makeup and hair or makeup, hair, braiding, whatever. They're going to be looking for that from you. And if you can do it, you're going to wind up getting all these people to work on. But you know, I think braiding is a big deal. I don't care anymore. I don't care. But braiding is a big deal for many, many people, and you should pick up that skill. I definitely highly, highly recommend you pick up that skill. Jonesville says, right? Sometimes Beyonce looks washed out and she looks extremely pale, like Rihanna pale when she is in tan. Yeah, she looks really pale. There was a picture that I just saw, I think it was in a magazine. I said, "Who's that white girl?" I showed it to the boyfriend. "Who that white girl? Who that?" And he was like, "It says Beyonce." I was like, "No way." She was just washed out. I didn't recognize her. Maria Jones says, as far as cosmetology school, not only was black hair an issue, depending on the location, the demographic plays a big role in getting black clients to practice on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why they need to reach out to the black community and let them know that, did you know that you can come get your hair done for free? Did you know that you can come get your makeup done for free? They don't have to pay for that. When I was a nail tech and I went to nail tech school at night, same thing. And we had people coming and they got their nails done and their feet done for free. They didn't have to pay for it because we're practicing on them. Christina Bina says, I'm grateful to hear you say that you struggle with deeper skin tones too, because I feel like I struggle because nobody can teach me. I belong to Black makeup artist Facebook groups to learn as much as I can. I feel like it's just like, I feel like it's just me since I'm white. So I thought it was just my struggle. I'm not glad you struggled. I I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So she's gonna say, I'm not glad you struggled. I'm glad it's not because I'm white. Right. If that makes sense. Yes. Hopefully that comes out right. It can be hard to tell when you don't know a person and read it online. Yes, I totally understand, Christina. I really do. Yes, it was yes, it was a struggle for me, for sure, honey. Yes, no, it came out completely right. Yes, yes, we are struggling sisters, my darling. We are struggling sisters. But yeah, you might have to, I hate to say this, I know you're a white girl, but you might have to blackface yourself to figure it out. Do you know any black people, Christina? If you know black people, then they know other black people. And I think they would probably be amenable to you maybe going over there and practicing, and then, all these things. We talk about this a lot on here about practice. I'm a big practicer. I love practicing. And I used to have makeup parties in my house when I was a newbie. I used to have makeup parties in my house, and I'd get like 3 or 4 girls to come over, and of course I'd give them some food and some booze, but they would let me practice on them, and it was fun, and we just sat around and had fun. So maybe I'm sure that other black people know other black people. You know what I mean? And you could, be true. I mean, listen, I cannot see how a black person would be upset that you would ask, like, especially because to me, you're trying to learn. So if you run across an ignorant ass black person who says you can't be practicing on me, then that just tells me they're ignorant. You just move on, because you should find people to work on in the black community. I cannot believe you can't. You could go to a church maybe and say, hey, I really want to learn your complexions. I really want to learn how to work on you. Would anybody like to volunteer to come over on a Friday night? And I would love to do your makeup. And then, you can use that makeup and go off and go to a party, or you see what I'm saying? Like, there's all ways to find us to practice on. But I do agree that schools, this is why I keep saying that schools do a piss poor job of reaching out to the black community to tell the black community, hey, there's opportunities for you to get a lot of this stuff for free, and I really don't remember those ladies paying for their nails, their pedicures, their hair. I just don't remember that. If they did it, maybe it was $20, maybe, but I don't even think they paid. I don't remember. Maybe they changed the practice and make them pay today, but I really don't think they made them pay for it. But yeah, I just don't understand why they can't seem to do that. Johnson says, Evie says, I'm not good at braiding cornrows. I can never get them tight enough. I can't get them straight enough. I can't get them to go down, up. I can't. I don't know. I think it's a left-right thing for me. I think that's what my issue is. I think, honestly, to be straight, can I just be honest? Now that if I practice, I probably can do it. But I don't practice that. I practice a lot of other things, to be honest. I mean, my doll's head is here. I got 2 doll's heads in here. I do tend to practice a lot of wavy. Like, if you need a wave, honey, if you need big hair, I'm your girl, okay? If you need straight hair, I'm your girl. But when we start kicking in them updos, I'm like, oh, geez. Then I start to sweat, even though I tend to get the hair up, but it's a lot. But I do like to do all of the woo-hoo-hoo-hoo stuff. But yes, I should sit back and braid. But 22 years in the business, to be straight and honest, I don't care. I don't care. This girl is going in a different direction. I don't care. I can't even lie and say I care. I don't care. Okay, what do y'all say? Wait, I don't miss anything. Oh, Maria Jones. Did I get that, Maria Jones? No, I did. Okay. No, I got that. Hold on. Dawnsville says, and those braiders can charge a serious arm and a leg. There is a YouTuber who braids, and she is from the Bay Area in California. Baby, she makes bank. Yes, that's right. Evie says, yes, I grew up in Miami, and our next door neighbors were Bahamian. Girl, could she braid? Amazing. And Christina's just laughing. She's just laughing at me. Says that I am an NC44. I'm Mac in Mac Wind's hand. I got you. Honey, slap that black face on. Ain't nobody gonna see you in your bathroom, okay? Ain't nobody gonna see you in the bathroom. Slap the black face on. Figure it out in the bathroom. That's what I really had to do. I had dark-skinned people who were darker than me, but they still weren't dark enough because it's so dark, it's so vast that you do need the practice to practice on people that are as dark as this freaking color. You know, I didn't make this thing for no goddamn reason. Look how dark here. There are folks that damn color. You know, look at this color. I mean, there are people this color, and we have to, they're going to come in our chair and we're going to go, what the F? We're going to go, what am I supposed to do with this? And then, I mean, there are people, these colors, and we have got to know what we're doing, or they're going to talk about us something fierce. Now I got this stuff on my hand. They're going to talk about us something fierce, but look at these beautiful colors. Look at that. Look how gorgeous they are. But we need to know what we're doing. And also, Christina, excuse me, I'm sure you're already doing it, but, you know, really work on your color theory. Work on color theory, and then work on this color theory. Then there's color theory for Black people. There's color theory, and then there's color theory for people of color. So there you go. And all of that you will learn. So she says, but I can try NC50 on myself to test colors, but I have a few people that I reach out to for practice. Okay, but I still struggle with lipstick colors. Okay, first master foundations, highlighting, all of that. Here's a trick. I'm going to give you a trick. When you are doing, let's say, a clean look, and you just want a neutral color, what they consider neutral, you're just going to take like a foundation color. So in other words, my color, right? I would find my color and maybe put it on my lips, and then you take a little bit of pink to get a neutral color, and you just bop, 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 bop. That turns into neutral that quick, and it's just quick foundation. So that will help you start to test out new colors, different colors, and then you start playing. And it's good because it's just your lips, so it's not like you have to like do a whole face and take it off. So you can put, now remember, test. So you put the foundation on lightly, right? Now take a pink. So you know there's all different pinks, right? So there's a red pink, there's a blue pink, there's a white pink. Then there's like a orangey pink, but that would be like a salmon, or I forgot what the coral, stuff like that. So take those pinks and start almost like taking foundation colors, their foundation color, and mixing it in, and then start applying it and see what works. Okay, that's a trick. That's my trick to you. Okay. Let's see. Christina says, yeah, it's funny. In basic training, my best friend was a Black woman, and I French braided, cornrowed her hair every time she did it. And all the other Black women asked me, oh, to braid the hair. Well, can you come braid my hair? I really am thinking about getting somebody to braid my hair. And like, I want like fake hair. I want like a fake fro. I don't know what I want. You listen, the lights will come on in here and you go, what happened to DeShawn? She done lost her mind. Okay. Girl, good for you. Listen, you don't struggle with anything. It's not a struggle. You will get it. It's called practice. Sweetie, just practice. Keep practicing. I'm 22 years in the business. Keep practicing. Keep learning. Every single time you look at TV, learn. Every time you look at a film, learn. Just keep mental notes in your head. Oh, what color was that? I think that was a red. I think that red has some blue in it. Oh, I think that red has some brown in it. Oh, what color? I'm telling you, the thing about becoming a makeup artist today versus when I was becoming a makeup artist is that you have the internet. You have the internet. You have blogs. So, sweetie, all you have to do is type in what's the best neutral colors for Black women, and it'll come right up. What's the best red for a Black woman? It'll come right up. We didn't have that. We had to figure that shit out by our damn. But you guys have all of this stuff at your fingertips. That's why I keep saying, why don't more people Google? I don't get it. I Google too much. I Google every time there's a question. Google, can you tell me? I'm asking Google all the damn time. I'm always asking Google questions. Always. Like the boyfriend's like, oh God, there she goes with the phone again. Because I'm from the school. I am from the old school world of encyclopedias. Or having to go to a library to look up one damn question. Ma, what is so and so? I don't know. Go to the library and find out. Then you're trekking your ass to a library. Then you're going up there, Dewey Decimal System, and pulling all this shit out for one damn question. Whereas now you could go, bloop, bloop, hey, Google, what is bloop, bloop. It's amazing. I love it. I'm old school and I love it. Dawnsville says, as someone who is a personal stylist, color theory is important to how I style people as well. I plan on getting a color analysis certification. Don't be scared of color theory, makeup artists. Well, that's all we do, sweeties, color theory. Oh, I don't have it. I don't know where it is. Oh, crap. I brought it. I thought I brought it in here. Ah, crap. Since you're here, Dawnsville, but now I don't have it. Damn, what do I do with it? No, I don't know. I'll put it up. A fantastic fashion stylist wrote the book on what fashion styling, and I bought it. I paid for it, okay, and it's like this thing, and I pay for it. It's amazing. I will put it up. Don't know if you have it. Don't know if you care. But I will put it up because I think it's, anytime you can get information from a real life, like she does the Vogues and she does all this, she's really cool. In fact, my ex-assistant, who was a really good makeup artist, but I could tell she loved fashion more, and I said, her, Stephanie, I think you really want to be a fashion stylist. I don't think you want to be a makeup artist. She was like, but DeShawn, I really like working with you. I said, no. It's got nothing to do with working with me. I really think you really love fashion. Why don't you become a fashion stylist? Well, she is. And every now and then she's able to assist this lady. She's amazing. She's such a nice person. Ah, crap. But I did buy her book, but it's just, I swear, I was in here cleaning. Ah, crap. I don't know where it is. Oh, I'll put it up for you, Dawnsville, so you can see it. It's a really good resource for fashion stylists, and she's a good person. Yep, she's a good person. So she says, Dawnsville, who is a kick-ass fashion stylist, she says, one thing that helps me with basic color theory is to just start looking at people and seeing if they look washed out when they're wearing certain colors. Yes, ma'am. Evie says, Naya Kim Getwich and Kaluta Dwap? No. No, not that one. You look Evie up, same encyclopedias. Dawn says, no, I care. Thanks. Okay, cool. I will put it up. I can't believe it. It's really heavy. It's really heavy, but I will put it up. I read it and was going, oh, I didn't know they did that. I have a lot of my friends, oddly enough, in the business, you would think they would be makeup artists, but they're not. They're fashion stylists. I don't know where that came from, but they are fashion stylists. And so I'm always like, I have such respect for your craft and what you do, because what you do, I find what you do freaking hard. Like for a makeup artist, we do have like these tiny little things like lipsticks and stuff we have to be careful with. But depending on how you set your table up, you don't have to pull all your crap out. You are like a store. You're coming in with all your stuff. Listen, I used to do these, I still do these commercials, right? And like sometimes the guy would, it would be like Optimum online commercial, something like that. And you know how they have a specific, like a orange or a blue or something. And then you guys would have to run out and buy 50 polo blue shirts, and it had to be a specific blue. And then they take 5 hours to pick out the right blue polo. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. But I find it fascinating. I find fashion styling fascinating. I think what you guys do is amazing. All the little tips and tricks and the pinning. I learned so much about pinning clothes and all of that. I learned tape and the hoo-ha and the whole nine. I learned so much. And the mere fact that you are completely 2000% responsible for all of that Shiite. Oh my God, I just think what you guys do is just amazing. I just think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. I took a personal stylist business training course, and our instructor gave us her book for free. Do you mean the girl I'm talking about? I think her name is Anastasia. Is that who you're talking about? It's a very thick book. Is that what you mean? It's a thick book, Johnsville. Let me know. Oh, you're talking about models. Okay, I thought you were telling me that these people were fashion stylists. That's why I was like, I don't know fashion stylists by that name. Now I have to go back and look and see their name again. Oh, I lost you. Nikima. God, which do you want? Talking about Lauren Messiah. She was my instructor. Oh, okay. Hey, Lauren. Okay, cool. Yeah, I promise when I find it out. Remember, Dawn's phone, I'm going to put it up on the community board, okay? And I believe you can get off of Amazon. Yeah, did I get mine off of Amazon? Yes, I think that's where I got my book off of Amazon. It's a really great book. I really did read it. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's something that all of us makeup artists, if you're into fashion, if you want to be a fashion makeup artist, then I think picking up a book on fashion styling will help you. Picking up a book on photography will help you. A business book. I mean, there's so many things when it comes to fashion that you must know, that you must understand, even if you're not physically doing the job. Their jobs, all of their jobs, hairstylists, fashion stylists, all of that, are to be respected, you see, and we should understand what they're doing. So then we don't cross over and do something funky. We should have an understanding. Now, listen, I know they don't have an understanding of what we do, but I always felt that, like, let's say when I was in film, right? I had the opportunity to go back to my trailer if I so chose and go to sleep. If I so chose, but I always stayed on set because I wanted to learn what each person's role was. I found it fascinating. So when I was in fashion, I wanted to learn what each person's role was in fashion, you see, and it taught me so much that I was able to start being creative director for real life jobs, real ad campaigns and things like that. It taught me a great deal that now as a creative director, I know I need a fashion stylist who's going to do X. I need this person's going to do this. I understood it because I trained myself in all aspects of what we do. You understand? Again, if you ever say, "Oh, I always wanted to be, I always, oh, I love Mac, and I want to be a art director for Mac," you have to understand a lot. It's not just about the makeup, and people keep thinking it's just makeup. It's not. I was a creative director / art director for Nixie Cosmetics in 2006, 2007 ish. I had to do location scouting. I had to pull the model. I had to find the model. I had to come up with the concept. I had to find the crew. I had to find the styling. All of this. I had to decide on the backdrop. I had to do all of it. So it's never just one little thing. So the more you immerse yourself into everybody else's business, the more jobs that you can get from it. The more things creatively you could do, even if you're just testing, the more creative you can become, because now you understand what it takes to do all of these little jobs that you think are, oh, that's great, they're doing that. But the more you know in terms of fashion, the more you can create on your own. Look at Roshar. He just posted, if you guys don't know who Roshar is, he's more of a conceptual makeup artist, even though he could do anything, but his thing is conceptual, very funky, very avant-garde. I love Roshar. He's so sweet, right? And that requires a creative directing mind, because you need to understand how to pull these clothes and how to find the right stylist for this right gig. And it requires a lot. And the more that you know, the more that you can do in this industry, you see. It's not just enough to know about makeup. What's happening? Something's fun. Dawn says, cool, awesome. I will look for it. I will put it up. Okay. And then it's in Dawn says, especially those photography and business books, editorial and bridal makeup artists need to have some basic understanding of photography so they can do their best work. I agree. Evie says, DeShawn, thank you for hosting these YouTube lives. You are so appreciated. Our community needs to appreciate you more. Thank you, Evie. I appreciate you, girl. Y'all, thumbs up this video. Yeah, can you thumbs up this damn video, please? Can you just thumbs it up? Okay, listen, replay people, thumbs up this video, okay? Just thumbs it up, okay? So they know, oh, somebody's actually looking. Last looks. Hey, Carla, Mr. DeShawn, are you planning to teach any classes this year? I am teaching Increase Your Speed. In fact, it's up. If you're interested, go to assistingrules.com. You'll see Increase Your Speed is there. I am thinking something towards the end of the year, but listen, Carla, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I put classes up. Y'all ask. I put them up. Y'all don't want to take the classes. I can't afford to take the classes. I do all these payment plans. I go out bust my butt to get payment plans for people, all these things. And it's just like, that's why a lot of people don't do classes, because we do them so you can learn. And then we do them because not you, sweetie, but we do them because people ask, oh, DeShawn, you can do a class, we do a class, oh, I want to do a class. And then we go, okay, I'll do a class. And then and then all of a sudden it's like crickets. So it's just like one of those things. So I am thinking of a beauty class, but again, it takes a lot for me to put my classes together. It's not like Increase Your Speed has been curated, shall I say, over the course of 10 years. I've been tweaking and I've been tweaking to get you guys, because it's called Increasing Your Speed for a reason, to get you guys as fast as possible. And I have noticed a considerable jump from when I first started, which I did pretty good. I thought my results were really good. But now I'm noticing that, wow, the results are crazy. Even it's my class. I did it. I get it. But even I'm like, when I'm doing something and I see the time, I'm like, holy hell, so I'm pretty impressed with the outcome for my students, but it's just a matter of, getting folks to, sign up for it. It's just, it is what it is, life goes on. But I also like to do classes that I know that will benefit you guys going further. So what do I mean by that is, like, I love Increase Your Speed because immediately you can start making more money, because you can start adding people to, like, say, your bridal repertoire. You can start adding more bridesmaids or whatever, because you have increased your speed, that kind of thing. So I like classes that I feel like you will make you some money. So that kind of thing. But people gotta sign up. You know what I'm saying? Gotta sign up. But that's it. I will have some Increase Your Speed. I think I'm going to add like a few more towards the end of the year. When I say the end, I mean like maybe 1 or 2 more dates in November. And then I think that I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done at that point. And I don't know when I will be doing Increase Your Speed again. It will, the last time Increase Your Speed, I think the last time I did Increase Your Speed was like 4 years ago. So I don't always do it either. So, it is what it is. That's me bitching. That's all it is. Donso says, right, a creative director is in charge of it all. So they need to have more overhead view of everything. 100%. We need to, when you're a creative director, when you're a beauty director, when you're an art director, that director really means something. It means time management. It means, like when I did that cotton show, it was 2000% time management. It was multitasking. It was also creating all the looks that went down that runway, 244 looks. And I had to do the hair, and I had to find hair. And then I had to put the teams together for all the hours. And then it was a lot. It just is not me showing up and saying, okay, just put a red lip on her. No, it wasn't. It was a whole big thing. And also that's just one aspect. Then you have to coordinate with the fashion person. You have to coordinate with the fashion director. You have to find out what's happening with them so you don't slow her down, you see, because the show has to go on. And so now here's DeShawn talk about, well, I really wanted to put this red lip on her and I need like 10 minutes, that would not work, so you have to coordinate. And you had to, like for this particular cotton job, I had to coordinate with her all the time. We girls were up for 20, we were up way, she was up a little bit more than me. I would say I was up for about 36 hours. And I know she had to have been up for probably 40 hours straight to do that show. It was a lot of coffee. It was a lot of coffee. But you're right, Dawnsville, the title, creative, but director, you have to understand what's happening around you. You have to. You have to be able to speak to crew. It doesn't mean that you always have to, how do you say? You don't always have to understand exactly what they're doing, but you have to have an aspect of it, like lighting and the grips and all that. You have to understand. So when they come ask you a question, hey, DeShawn, this light, would you like me to do this light? And I'm like, what does that mean? Oh, it just means, yeah, I want you to do that. You just never know. It's amazing. It's just amazing. All right, Dawnsville, can you create a lower price, increase your speed service where you focus on some of the most common mistakes makers make? Maybe you can film it and people can pay for it as they need it. No. No, honestly, I have always said a little straight up. This is the truth. I always say I should do that, right? But when I ask every student, and I mean this, I ask every student over the course of 10 years, every student gets this question: do you think this is a good online course? They all say, no, you have got to be here. You've got to, and I'm like, okay, honey. I listen to them because they know they took the course. I'm just a teacher, but they took the course. And they all say, you must be here. And they give me an example. You have to be in the room with DeShawn. It's not enough to get tips and tricks. Sure, I can give tips and tricks, but you have to be in the room with me. I have to fix you. This is what I'm saying. It's like, it's so much more. And then somebody else can come up with an increase your speed class and probably put it online and make $1 million. And you will learn a few tips. But unless you are fixed, I had a young lady who she was fast, but the makeup was all jacked up. It was just kind of like all over the place. She was fast, clocking her. She was fast, but now I have to fix her makeup. So it's never just one thing. This is why it's so important that I am physically standing there. And every single one of my students has said, because I keep saying, are you sure? I keep asking, are you sure this wouldn't be a good online class? Are you sure? And they're like, no, DeShawn, we have to be here. We have to be here. Every single one of my students, not a one ever said, yeah, you could do this online. Every single one of them said, you must be in the room. You must be standing here with DeShawn. So I don't know what to do. When I hear that, I don't know what to do. So that's my ish. You know what I mean? That's my ish. So that's it. Thank you for answering my question, DeShawn. I completely understand where you're coming from. I was thinking that the service was tailored to each student's needs. Yeah, every class is tailored to what you need. Like sometimes I have students that come in and they start, and I'm like, and then I say, well, what are they here? Because they look, they kind of got this Shiite together, And then I'm like, well, what are they here for? What are you here for? I'm so confused. Like, why are you here? And then all of a sudden the class starts. And then I go, oh, okay. Well, we're switching this thing around. Okay, here we go. And then boom. Then we do it remember, everything, the way I teach, everything is in their style. So it's like, okay, now I have to pivot to what they do. And now I have to swerve and teach them in a language they understand. and help them, and then fix certain things and break them of bad habits. And it's a lot. It's a long, it's like a boot camp. It's like boom, 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 boom. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And it's a lot of training that people go through. It's not just you sitting there watching me do this. You are working your ass off. They are working hard. You have to work hard. Listen, you have to work hard if you do makeup in 90 minutes, and then I get you to get down to 24 minutes. You're busting your ass in that class, you see. So it's not just simple tips and tricks. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work. And I don't know. I'm so Dawn'sville is hard. It's hard. It's my baby. You know, Dawn'sville, it's my baby. And so to take the baby and squish her up and then give somebody partial baby, to me, it's like, it probably will help you some, but it's a whole thing. You know, that's the problem. Like, I know that it's more than just a tip. Do you know? And that's the problem. That's where I'm heading into a problem. Because I agree, I would love to do it online. Quite frankly, it would be easier on me, because by the time my students leave, my voice is shot down. I'm exhausted. They with me for 8 hours. I am exhausted at the end of the day. I need a nap, okay? So it's a lot. It's a lot of my body. It's a lot. I'm exhausted. But I feel like, I don't know. Maybe in Dawn'sville, maybe you and I need to talk. I don't know. I don't know, honey. It's hard. Yeah, Evie's like, yeah, I do. I have to crack the whip. You know, it's one thing for me to be on a screen and say, okay, and next we're gonna work on your speed. And then, but if I'm not physically there to watch you and to see what you're doing and grab the brush and move you and man, I just feel like I'm doing a disservice. I don't know. It's something that I think I'm going to have to talk it out with. Maybe I'll have a focus group and you guys can help me and I can talk it out with you people. And then maybe I can do something, but in my mind, because I created it, I can only figure it out in one kind of way. And like I said, it's taken me 10 years, you know what I mean, of doing this class to get to these results, and then to take it and, like, I call it McDonald's, like to fast food it. It feels weird. It doesn't feel, it's a premium class for a reason. It's the price that it is for a reason, because I'm with you all day. I'm here all day. And then on top of it, people don't realize that I got to pay for the model. I got to pay for this. I got to pay for that. So it's not like it's all going into my pocket. I don't bank that as much as people keep thinking I am. I have to pay for things out of that money. So it's not like I'm walking away with all of it. Do you see what I'm saying? Everything's getting paid for. So all you have to do is show up with your kit and then we go. You see? So I'm not like before. I had to like make you guys pay for a model, and I had to, you got to pay for a model. And if you need to borrow my kit, then I got to charge you. Instead of doing all that, it's just easier just to charge you one full price instead of, I call it like, nickel and diamond. I don't like that nickel and diamond feeling. I don't like it. I prefer just here's the price. Show your ass up with your kit. Let's go. Let's fly. You don't pay for food. You pay for nothing. You are free and clear the whole day. And you're stuck with me. And then sometimes the class goes over 8 hours. Sometimes the class can be 9 hours. Sometimes the class can be 10 hours. It depends on what you need. And the day is set aside for you. So it's not, like I said, it's a lot. It's never just, I don't know. My classes are never just one thing. They're all encompassing to make sure you get the best education you can. So, and I know what it's like to go to school. I know what it's like to spend thousands of dollars on something. And you kind of come out going, okay, that was good, but I didn't oh God, now I have to, what? I don't know Black people. I don't know this. I don't know that. And I still have to do it. When you leave me, you know what the hell you're doing, So that's the difference. But Dawn'sville, maybe you're right. Maybe I need to sit down and seriously have like 4 of you guys just help me. Maybe fix it. Maybe McDonald it, but I'm still charging a lot of money. But maybe make it in small. I don't know, child. Dawn, so I'm just talking to you people right now. I don't know. I don't know. He was saying, Evie, you're sweet. She said, DeShawn, you're an angel. Your voice is gone. Yes, my voice is gone. It's like asking a gourmet chef to make a happy meal. That's how it feels to me. Thank you. That was a perfect way of putting it. I agree. It's very premium. I even cook for you people. I make all the meals for you. I make every meal for you. You don't have to want for anything. Everything is tailored to you, down to the snacks. Everything is tailored. Like the day is yours. So I don't know how. I don't know how else to. I really don't know how else to do it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God. Layton says, hey, Layton. Where you been hiding, Layton? I prefer one-on-ones too. I think you get the most out of it. I do. Listen, I have done classes of 30 people. I have done classes of 12 people. I have done classes of 4 people. I have done classes of 3 people. I have done variations of classes, but I have mother's guilt that I want to be with all of my children and I want you to get the best education. I want you to get your goddamn money's worth is the point. And I don't like classes where an assistant is teaching you guys. I don't like classes where the class is so big I can't really spend time with you. I like to spend time with my people. I like to get to know you, because sometimes when you talk, you hear something that they say, you go, I got it. And then I go, boom, now the class has changed. So it's just a lot. I don't know if you can help me figure out how to say that better. Maybe the class will sell better. I don't know. I don't know how to explain the class because it's very kind of like very unorthodox. It's all about you. I don't know how to explain it. So maybe we'll do a focus group. Who wants to be part? I'll put it on the community board. Who wants to be on the focus group for increase your speed? Step up. But yeah. But okay, this has been the longest. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, listen, people, it's 2 hours. She getting F off of this thing. It was lovely. Dawn's Phone. I'm not going to forget your book. I will put it up. If you guys have any questions, you can always ask me. Wait, this is the last question. I was wondering if there was an option you could have for makeup artists who wanted your expertise but couldn't afford the premium price. Yeah, Dawn's Phone. I'm working on stuff. You know how I say, you got to do this and you got to do that. I'm a little slow. I've slowed down considerably, but I got to get my ass in gear. Yes, there are other ways. There are other ways to learn from me. I'm gonna have to crack the whip on myself and get that done. I've been talking about it before the pandemic, so I have been saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." So I have to work on it. Listen, straight up, truthful, honest. This girl is lazy. Okay, I'm tired. But no, I have to crack the whip on myself. I got to stop. So yes, there are things that I have in the workings that I've been working on for years now. Yes, that can help people with a lower budget. Yes, I've been working on that. But yes, thank you for reminding me that I'm a lazy ass. We'll get to it. I promise. All right, beautiful people. She out. Thank you for stopping by. I don't have a voice anymore. I can't talk for it. That's what I'm saying. Increase your speed. I have no voice left. So thank you guys for coming by. I love y'all all. Thank you. Thank you. Juneteenth is here. Yay, we're free. Have a good night, people. Thank you for stopping by. Bye, guys.